Good morning. Ira Epstein with your Morning Flash update for this Wednesday, the 30th of August, 2023. And the time right now, 8:15 a.m. Central Time. I want to start off by wishing everybody in Florida, especially that Panhandle area where the Bend comes in, Cedar Key, I wish you the best. Category 3 hurricane actually made landfall. It hit 4, in fact. And this thing's just coming abroad. And boy, the storm surges in areas 6-7 feet already, going for records. So be careful. Tallahassee's there, and then there's the way this thing's swinging. We'll have another day of this. It's going to be very, very ugly. Now, yesterday was an interesting day. The market was overwhelmed with the fact that the JOLTS data slipped down as much as it did, under 9 million jobs into the 8.6 area. And what the market embraced is that bad news is good news, all right? Remember, you're now at the wobble point where the market is hoping that employment numbers start slipping back. They want to see unemployment go up. Again, if it goes up, that's bad news. But on the other hand, it's good news because the Fed may come off the aggressive policies that it has. That's where you're at. So this whole week, today, tomorrow, the day after, we get all kinds of jobs, PCE, price index data. You got to watch that. And, of course, we culminate on Friday with the jobs report. And then 2.5, 3 weeks, we get the FOMC coming out. The market is betting they do nothing in September, but they make a move in November. The data will tell us. We'll have a big idea what they're going to do come this Friday. Because after that, just CPI data left. It could alter what happens, but will be baked in, whatever that means. I don't know yet. So as we look today, you can see the stock market wobbling. You got the Russell and the NASDAQ down. You're pretty flat in the S&P, and you're up slightly in the Dow. Metal markets giving a bit of a rally. I think you're overdone in platinum, and I think you got overdone in copper yesterday. The dollar down at the expense of currencies rallying against it. In the grain market, what was down yesterday is up today. And that's what you do as you're coming to the end of August. Everybody's guessing what's the size of the crop, how's the harvest. And starting next week, we start hearing about the first harvest coming in and what the yields look like. So that'll be important. In the bonds and notes, well, have they seen their worst? That's going to be what people want to know. Now, as we take a look here, and let me come this way to the data. The mortgage index markets, all the numbers were up, but understand where you're coming from. You're coming from decade lows. So to get a bounce right here, yeah, there's going to be a certain amount of people that say, I want to get a mortgage, I got it, I can afford it. What's the average mortgage on a $700,000 plus home, blah, blah, blah. I was writing about it this morning. There's more than this in my full research. ADP number, so here's another jobs number. 177,000. That's versus the expected 200, so coming down. But remember, this is private sector. It's a thinner sliver of the market. Then we get to the advanced GDP. So this looks, again, backward. This is just telling you how did it come in versus the expected. Well, it's worse than expected. That, which again is favorable stocks. It sounds nuts right now, but the way it is. They expected 2.4%. They got 2.1. They came in looking at 2% here on the chain-weighted index. They expected 2.2. They on the PCE index. This is important. 2.5%, right? They were looking 2.6, a little less than that. Core PCE up 3.7. Advanced was 3.8. So the numbers coming in a little bit trimmed back, except for consumption. That was up 1.7. The advanced was 1.6. And real final sales were up 2.2%. The advanced was 2.3. So one number was a little better. The consumer's still out there eating away at whatever they're doing. In a few minutes, we're going to get the National Association of Realtors. They'll come out at 9 o'clock. We'll see petroleum stocks today. There was a big draw in the API numbers yesterday, and that is something that, let me get away from that and come back to where we belong. Yeah, right here. That's where I want to go. We'll come back to me talking in the markets. Want to remind you, the Labor Day sale is running down very quickly. A lot of you have taken advantage of it. I applaud you. You're not going to see this 40% off sale again, maybe ever. All right, I think it's just too much that I gave away, and I'm not just saying that. I believe what I'm saying. So if you're interested, any charting course, 40% off. Any yearly subscription plan, 40% off. Give you an idea, the full charting course, let's assume it's $400. You're down to what, $260 for the course? Let's assume that you're looking at $160 for a yearly research, the ETF or the futures. You're taking off 40. All right, what is that costing you a month? Take advantage of it. And remember, on the charting courses, you can buy them now, turn them on any point in the future. You can even say, hey, I'm giving that to Bob Jones, whatever, as a gift. When he turns it on, away it goes. We'll work with you on that as well. So how do you get it? Go to iraepstein.com under either research or education. Move your cursor up here to get to that page as well. That'll get you going on everything that you need. So let's go back and finish up what I was talking about a little bit here. So bad news is good news. Got to stay with that theme right now because it's very important. The market is hoping that is the case. We're seeing mixed pictures coming out of Australia today. I'm looking at what they did. This was unusual. They went in and from if I read everything right, they're putting a 5% cap on any rental property increases for residential. I don't care if it's a home and a condo, whatever it is that you're renting. It could be an apartment building. It's going to be a 5% cap. They're also talking that they may have seen the peak of their inflation, and the bank is again going to try to lean towards standing still and doing nothing. The market is up on that news about 30 points, which I find interesting. Going flat, not having a negative impact on interest rates, that's a change. Understand these subtle changes that are taking place because they're so darn important. Out of China today, not a lot of news. You know, we met with them yesterday. We'll see what they do. We're going to get I think it's countrywide numbers on their losses. They're going to be huge. The bank, in order to try, now you want to use the word very carefully, try to get its debtors to work with it, is issuing new stock and giving that in lieu of cash payment because they don't have cash. I think this company's got major problems. It needs cash flow. Now they're issuing stock. They can't get people buying new property. What's holding them above? I don't see how that works, all right? It's sort of like AMC. I have to tell you that. I watched the reverse stock splits and all. The stock would be down back to about $1 a share after everything, and they're trying to convince people, well, we'll issue more debt and you buy into it. I wish you the best with that. So you put this together, you're trying to come out what to do today and tomorrow and the day after. Understand the lighter volume. Understand you're losing people every day as they're taking off and going wherever they're going to do for the final vacation of what I call the summer, and then we get serious about trading next week. I'm Ira Epstein. I'll see you at the end of the trading day. Remember, you can get to our sale by moving your cursor up here. 40 off on anything. Take advantage of it. You won't be getting this if I do a Christmas sale at 40 off. You take care.